Jason Cole, now with Bleacher Report.
Yes.
And Jason, your thoughts? First of all, this man was the head of a great conversation on Jameis Winston. I will say this on video: it wasn't abrasive or overbearing. If you ever hear that or read that anyplace else, it's not true.
Well, I can be abrasive and overbearing, but this was
he's
not
got
one
a
of those
Stafford
moments.
shirt. But,
Exactly. There you go.
What do you think about? I mean, I think he's going to take Jameis.
I think he's going to take Jameis Winston as well. I think he's going to be rolling the dice every day with his career and his team. That's not unlike taking Marcus Mariota. Mm-hmm. I think the issue with Jameis Winston is when somebody does continually stupid things, and when you're under that microscope and you do something like you go steal crab legs or you scream things in the student union that are offensive, it shows me that you don't have judgment because you're already under investigation for a very serious matter, okay? A very serious matter. You've been accused of something very serious. And whether that's true or not, you know, or you should know, everybody's looking at you.
Mind your P's and Q's, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if, let's say, you'd gone into Publix, the supermarket, before, had taken food, let's just suggest.
Sure.
Why would you do it again? If you knew that everybody in the world was looking at you like you might be a sex offender, okay, accused of a very serious thing, even though if you knew in your heart you hadn't done it, would you go in and scream the things that he screamed in the student union? No, you don't do that. If you're the leader of an organization, a face of a franchise, or in this case, a university, do you do those things?
I got to ask a question on that.
Sure.
How much of this is, though, because I saw a photograph of Jameis with, I think it was 5 or 6 hot chicks. This is after the fact, after,
Sure.
And they were obviously after him. How much of this is his being enabled by that atmosphere?
Well, I mean, okay, but
I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just
look, we're all enabled, and we have temptations
Yeah.
everywhere, and some of us have more temptations than others, and I understand all of that. But your job is to be the face of a franchise and to do mature things,
right.
And above all else, in the aftermath of these kinds of events, you're supposed to be the one making good choices. You're the one who's supposed to be able to say, I can walk into a huddle and I can be a commanding presence and tell people, do the right thing, do what I tell you to do, and everything's going to work out okay.
So that means you take Mariota on that basis alone?
I would take Mariota myself if I was in charge, because I trust that whatever Mariota is going to be, and I don't know if that's Alex Smith, and I don't know if it's Peyton Manning, okay? It's probably somewhere in between. But if the worst case is that he's Alex Smith,
I pick Alex Smith.
Well, the likelihood between those two scenarios is Alex Smith, because most people are Alex Smith, and you're lucky to even get to that point.
And Alex Smith is a good guy.
He's a good guy, and he's a good player.
Yeah.
He's not a great player.
Right.
He's a good player. But whatever Marcus Mariota is going to be, I have 95% surety that he's going to get there. Whatever Jameis Winston's going to be, I got about 50% belief that he's going to get there.
How much of this is underclassmen coming out too early? You know, in other words, if we give him 2 more years, he matures, then we look at him differently as opposed to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not the world we live in, so, I mean...
Should it be, though? I mean, it used to be until 1990, right? 1990, they changed the rules.
No, I don't agree with that, because the kids should have human beings should have the freedom and the decision-making to go out and make money as they can, when they can, whether that's at age 18, 19, 20, or at age 40.
Well, that's absolutely true. Okay. What sticks out to you at this owners' meeting that you've seen, this annual meeting? So anything?
Well, I mean, there's not a lot. They're pushing papers around a lot in this meeting in terms of like on-field kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think the off-field issues still are the pervasive ones, whether it's Adrian Peterson, and we're talking about he wants out of Minnesota, whether it's Jameis Winston, whether it's finding out what happens to all these investigations, all these things that are going on. That's the overwhelming, overarching issue. The other stuff, that's sideshow stuff.
He's one of the best. Bleacher Report. One day I'll be able to afford this man. I'm marking that here. I'm building this company. Come on.
Absolutely.
I'm saying this to Rick Bolander. Rick, man, you're supposed to cough up that money.
Anytime.